call him a the child? Did you call the child the word? Did you call him a the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's you dumb.
Nobody digging through your
A little kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a
Huh. Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
The kid she's going after has autism. He doesn't behave in a neurotypical way. And even if he didn't have autism, nothing he could have done would justify her calling him slurs and pursuing him physically, which is what she says she was doing before this guy intervened. He said after he stopped recording, she sat down, hurled more slurs, told him and his wife that they should leave the country, and then got on the phone and acted like she was calling someone to come down there and handle things. Fortunately, no one came, and eventually she packed up her child and left. But this woman is a danger to children. She doesn't need to be on a playground or around other kids, and she has at least one child of her own, which is also concerning.
Shiloh Hendrix, the woman who we have all seen, we all know who she is by now, has raised over $773,000 off of GiveSendGo for calling a black child the N-word. One person is trying to bring all of those funds to a halt.
I've been thinking, I've been strategizing, I've been doing a little sleuthing, right? So what I thought about as a business owner, what do I want to hit? Do I want to hit her or do I want to hit the money? So I thought about that. So I started searching and trying to figure out how can I find this funding source? I'm a business owner, I own a retail store, so I know there is a funding source. There's a pipeline somewhere, right? GiveSendGo is the platform she uses, but they are not the bank. So I thought, like, we got to find a bank. And most banks are not going to want to be attached to something like that, right? Like most banks, especially payment processors, they will cut that off with any type of doubt or controversy. They'll usually just cut it off, right? So what I did, I used to be a web developer. So I know how to code and I know how to read code. So I went and I broke down the code on GiveSendGo's checkout page line for line. And there were keywords I wanted to look for, right? So I looked for the keywords and I started looking through the keywords and I found the keyword Block Inc., right? That's familiar, right? Block Inc. is the parent company of Square. So I went and I did my researching and it turns out, yeah, that's their payment processor.
That is Kiandria Demone, an activist and entrepreneur who is based in Atlanta, Georgia. Like a lot of us, she was disgusted with what she saw and she wants to take action.
So I'm going to attach and I'm going to share ways we can contact both Block Inc. and Square. So we want to hit both of them so they can't ignore us, right? But there is a process to report stuff like that. And I don't know if they just didn't think we'd find it out, but yeah, we found it out. So I'm going to share how y'all can report. Stop reporting to GiveSendGo. They don't give a They supported Kyle Rittenhouse, the January 6th rioters. That is literally what they do. That platform thrives off hate. So we don't want to hit them. We want to hit the money. And see, GiveSendGo is a for-profit company and they pretty much can do what they want to do. But when it comes to banking and payment processing in this country, we do actually have laws and regulations surrounding that. So any type of bank or payment processor has to have a clear-cut policy that prevents them from funding hateful things like that. So yes, Block and Square both have policies that prohibit the use of their platform for glorifying or amplifying or profiting off of harassment, illegal activities, racism, and yes, hate speech. So she has violated their policy by even having that campaign.
She would tell the Griot, quote, "I was initially looking for things that were red flags as far as their compliance as a company. I started thinking like, this isn't going to be enough because they're just going to fix it and they're going to keep operating." Meanwhile, the founder of GiveSendGo, where Shiloh Hendrix launched her donation page.
No, so let's just clarify some of the facts. So one,
but you
we
hear
don't
a
know the age of
voice.
the, no, I'm just going to, clarify some of the facts. We don't know the age of this child, so that's in contestant rate number one. The boy was rummaging through her belongings, which caused the backlash. So it wasn't like she unprovoked just stepped into a situation and called a young boy a term. It was because this boy, who some people say is as old as 10 years old, was actually stealing from her. And she said, no, that doesn't excuse, I don't condone calling people racial epithets and bad names at all. But there is a place for, I mean, there was GoFundMe allowed a campaign for the boy and his family, and it raised $350,000. So is that condoning thievery or stealing? I don't see the outrage against GoFundMe.
Well, his name is Jacob Wells, and he deserves all the criticism in the world.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this real quick because I've seen this floating around too. And first of all, a lot of y'all are just way too easily influenced, bruh. Like, just because this man got up there and said he wanted or he was going to do something, first of all, it's the CEO, not the CFO. That's two different things. But the CEO is not an end-all, be-all for a company. That's one. This man has decision-making power in a lot of aspects, but he's not the end-all, be-all for that company. He is not God in the company. This man has an entire board of people who he has to answer to. So when it's a problem of this size affecting a company, that's not something the CEO can single-handedly even make a decision about. But outside of that, why, like, y'all can stop sending me videos. Y'all can stop sending me links. Y'all can stop even commenting this. I've seen his beanhead get up there and say he supported her, but we knew that. We knew they were going to support her. We knew GiveSendGo was backing her fully and refused to take down that campaign. In fact, GiveSendGo supporting her was the entire reason I found another solution. So y'all are not saying anything that is new at this point. We shouldn't be shocked by that. But this man can get up there and he can say he want to give her $10 million. All I give a damn. The fact remains that this man single-handedly is not the bank. Now, unless he gonna give her a meal out his pocket, I can't stop him from doing that. But as far as collecting funds in a fundraiser online, a payment processor, a third party is responsible for that. That decision does not lie with him. It lies with a third-party payment processor. And that third-party payment processor has a very clear-cut policy.
He's also, not much of a surprise here, a total hypocrite. So, the Griot has more. The 33-year-old, as in Kiandria, is a social media disruptor, and she has launched an effort to prevent Shiloh Hendrix from receiving any of the GiveSendGo money, which has netted, they say, $600,000. It's over $773. By directing her nearly 50,000 followers and all who want to help to put pressure on the fundraising platform and payment processor by making complaints, she hopes to hold them accountable for profiting off of hate. And that is a message that I can get behind. A quick clarification, as Demone outlined in a message later on, it is Stripe, not Square. Stripe's policies prohibit the use of their services for activities that promote hate or violence, which could be applicable in this case. Here's the thing, though. Kiandria has received a lot of messages.
Miss Darlene, sister girl, are you new to the internet? What in the are you talking about?
And has now been making the rounds when it comes to various media platforms.
She hurled this racial slur at a child and she was filmed, but instead of taking any accountability, she not only played the victim and doubled down, she posted a crowdfunding link and she started collecting donations for this. As far as I know now, it's at $750,000. We are trying to freeze specifically Shiloh's payment that was processed through Block Inc. Square. I'm kind of a troll and I'm really great at it. To be fair, I will only drag racist people and abusers. Any sort of scandal, any sort of devastation, especially in this country, there's always a rich white man at the top with his hand in the pot. Looking at like bigger picture, because I want this to be something that is impacting us long term. I want this to be a way of thinking as we're moving forward, regardless of the outcome. It wasn't even just about the money, because it is wrong that they're profiting off of harm. So many people are just sick of these companies profiting off of harm. but it was also about accountability. Somebody has to be held accountable.
She would tell the black press, quote, "This is not a situation where I just want to cyberbully Shiloh Hendrix and have people talking about her bad dye job. I want to actually get in this situation and make a difference." They'd write, "Kiandria is calling on the public to keep the pressure on by filing complaints directly, and if they've been affected by similar services, with the CFPB or FTC." Quote, "We need that paper trail," she would emphasize. So, in closing, follow her, support her work, and if you can, join in without using hateful language and targeting Shiloh's kids. It should be GiveSendGo. It should be the payment processor. And we need to have a direct tunnel vision on how to operate on this, because what we're going after is not only her conduct, of course, which is gross and bigoted, but it's that she shouldn't profit off of hate like that. So let's keep our eye on the ball here. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports, and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.